So continuing here on this theme, talking about unemployment, all the jobs, okay, that are going to be unnecessary, okay, is incredible. It's mind-boggling to me. The vast majority, can you believe it, are useless jobs. Okay, that's it. Once you solve the one problem, financial, economic tyranny, okay, theft of the rightful wealth that belongs to everybody, the public at large, okay, progress dictates that you have a rising tide of prosperity, a rising standard of living across the board, okay, not just in America, but all over the world. This is what automation, mechanization brings. It's easier now than ever before to build a house in very short order. So that tells you it should have gotten cheaper, just like the VCR. So that house that cost $10,000 in the 60s should cost you $500 today. And we could all have many houses. Do you understand? It doesn't matter. Okay, when the society, when the civilization is that prosperous, money's got no bearing. It has no place. And that's what these people dread, these evil hypocrites. They hate the idea that the captives be set free and they're not under their thumbs anymore, that their power is taken from them. They're rendered irrelevant and useless. This is what they hate. But that's exactly what happens. Then capitalism simply is a means to an end, and the end is absolute freedom, including financial freedom, not for some, but for everybody. Okay, if you're perfectly okay with all these people were born with silver spoons in their mouths, and yeah, we shouldn't have laws that prevent that, right? We shouldn't have rules. Well, what the hell's wrong? Then everybody ought to be able to born with a silver spoon in their mouth. That's all I'm saying. That's equality. And that silver spoon is something God put in your mouth. Not some man, not some law or lack thereof. Okay, that is a granting from above. That is your entitlement. That is your right. Okay, everything belongs to you. Not because I say so, because God says so. You must be free. I must be free. We must be free. And that is an absolute quality. I smoke these hand-rolled cigarettes sometimes too. I just don't want anybody to think I'm smoking pot while I'm talking on tape, okay? That's not the case. I don't care about pot. I mentioned it earlier. You know something? This whole push for legalization, I'm not for it. I voted against it in California because I know it's just a scam to get more money. So it's just going to raise your prices, right? And why don't they just treat it like anything else, any other garden? It's a plant, and it's a plant with flowers. So how do they treat flowers? Okay, how do they treat broccoli? Okay, broccoli, for example, nothing. It's a non-issue. I mean, if people want to grow broccoli and eat their own broccoli, so be it. That's how I feel about pot. Okay, it's a non-issue to me. It's something that God put on the earth, and that it's got a lot of health benefits. I understand, so I'm not opposed to anybody using pot. But again, you can't drive your car on alcohol. You can't drive your car on anything where you feel compromised or impaired. And like I said, the most dangerous drug that I've ever found was an over-the-counter medication known as Benadryl. Okay. But that's how I feel about drugs. If people want to use drugs, that's their business. If they want to use rat poison, that's their business. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying we've got to nullify the power that these drugs have in society. By increasing the taboo effect, it increases people's curiosity and they want to try it. So this is the problem with making, you got to stay away from this or that. You know what? I know that some of these drugs are terribly addictive, like tobacco. That's why I never tell anybody they should start smoking. Okay, but it's a way I have found to escape. It is a form of escapism. It is an addiction. So everybody's got addictions. This whole idea of picking your poison. It's up to you. Okay, I don't find it's a moral issue and it's not a legal issue for me to smoke tobacco. So, to me it's no big deal. I mean, coffee, are they going to make coffee illegal because it's bad for people's hearts? I mean, if they're going to make some substance illegal, it would be something like aspartame, this crap they're sticking in the soda pop. They call it diet. Look what a betrayal that is of the public. They put aspartame, poison, in people's soda pop, And people think they're doing something healthy. Diet, right? Diet means, don't most people's minds, right? They think healthy, nutritional, dieting is good, right? So if you want to do something healthful, you'll drink diet soda, okay, as opposed to regular soda. I mean, it's all garbage now. It doesn't even have pure sugar in it. It's all this high fructose corn syrup with mercury in it. And even lead has been found in it. Okay, and this is the facts. This is the science. But when they aspartame, and it's making people overweight, making people gain weight, these studies have come out, and it's causing brain damage, dementia. This has come out in the news. And I'm not an I told you so kind of guy, but I'm just saying, man, we got to get ahead of the curve. These people are that diabolical. Could you imagine they will destroy your health because they want to? Not even for a lot of profit. I mean, soda pop's dirt cheap. I mean, if they want to tax something out of existence, why don't they tax aspartame? And they're putting in all the gum now and all this crap. They're spraying chemtrails in the sky and saying, oh, well, we're experimenting. Don't bother us. We're not going to be accountable or liable if we cause any problems in your health or in your weather systems. You know, we're just going to tell you you're bad to have a carbon footprint, global warming, don't use energy. I mean, that's all the message Al Gore has is inconvenient load of BS, part 2. That's it. Don't be like me is all he should say. Just don't have the carbon footprint of 10,000 men. Maybe we'll be all right. But even the science says humans have very little to do with climate. It's driven by a lot of other forces and factors, mainly the sun and these cycles. And the climate is never constant. It's constantly changing and evolving. That's a matter of science. That's a matter of fact. Okay, so let's be very clear on this stuff. These people are diabolical to the nth degree. We underestimate just how diabolical they are at our own peril. They want us dead. They want everybody dead except them and their little clique. And eventually they'll start devouring each other. Can you imagine all these people stuck in Dante's Inferno together? How miserable they're going to be without any decent, upright, righteous people to bully and boss around? They're going to be the most gaggle of merciless thugs and murderers and liars and cheaters and thieves that you ever saw. They're haters, they're killers, they're miserable. Good God, have mercy on their souls. But God knows what he's doing. And at the right time, the Father is going to put his foot down. That's when the angels come in, and these are the harvesters of the souls of men. And just like a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats, God's going to separate the wicked from the righteous. And he's going to clean this place up, man. So this is what's coming. This is what I want people to get ready for and to get excited about, be very positive and optimistic about. Because I know the worm's going to turn. I know the tide's going to turn. I know the ship's going to turn. I know this train is going to get set on another track. And Trump is trying to do it. Stand behind him. Yes, we've got these people on the run. Thank God for this point in history, because I've been waiting for this time for so long. So even if they kill Trump, I mean, they don't know what kind of groundswell of patriotism is going to take over America. Oh, no, we're not going to let you put any more scum suckers in there. No, you're not going to go killing any more JFKs and have your little coup, because the money printing class was threatened that he was abolishing them. He was getting rid of them. He was already circulating a new currency to supplant them, a national currency, these silver notes, these silver certificates. We need these people like we need a hole in our head. Let's take the Federal Reserve and every single politician that put their stamp of approval on that bailout and tell them, you go figure it out. Put them all together on an island. And you say, you figure out this debt yourselves. You're not going to impose this on we the people. We didn't sign off on it. We didn't want it. We made it clear. 90+% of American people didn't want that bailout of '08. Bull crap. That's what we need to do. That's what Trump needs to focus on, who the real culprits were, who did this, who are the traitors, who are the Quisling, who has betrayed the average working class man and woman of this nation, the blue collar, the backbone, the lifeblood of America is your common, often uneducated, regular person going to their jobs in the factories and in the fields and in the transportation industry that are most productive, in the construction industry, and on and on and on with these very important, valuable services they offer humanity. They're doing real jobs, real productive jobs. These are the people that we need. We don't need all these scoundrels and scumbags out there. And all these damn jobs that revolve around the problems. I've pointed that out over and over. It's true. I'm not being cynical. I'm not at all. I'm just looking at things straight on, man. I'm just putting two and two together and trying to help other people see that our paradigm would be so dramatically and profoundly different if we, the people, got our way. And that's what I want people to get across to other people. Use your own words, okay, and get it across to them. And you can send people to me. I'm going to change the channel name. Maybe, if Alex Jones gets me on the show, but he thinks I'm too much of a small fry, I haven't written books, I don't have some great college degree, I didn't work in the higher corridors of government or anything very intriguing. I'm just a regular Joe kind of guy. I don't have anything very interesting to share. But I don't, that's fine. I'll live fine the rest of my life without being on the Alex Jones show. All I'm saying, though, if he has me on, I'll stick to script, I'll listen, and I'll answer questions as best as I can. But anybody can see I can talk a lot. So, sometimes I need to be shut up and stay on course of what I'm trying to get across. But we should stay focused. That's the main thing I want to get across to people, is just understand who did this to us and what the motivation was. And they don't have a game plan for how it's going to be fixed. They don't care about that. Like that pimple. They just want to ride that pimple. The pimple is working for me. I don't care if it's sore and getting more and more sore and growing and growing and growing with pus that we've created. Okay, as long as it's working in my favor, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to keep pushing the envelope. I'm going to keep wanting that train to keep chugging down that track. Stay on this trend. Stay on this trajectory. It's working for me. It's working for my colleagues, and it's working for my peers. So, you know what? Shut up, all you naysayers. You're negative. You hate capitalism. That's who you must be, a communist. You must be a bad person. I mean, they make no sense. These people are insane. The Maxine Waters and the Nancy Pelosi's and the Chuck Schumers and the John McCain's out there, and so many others, the Adam Schiffs, and all these other people that are just working against the best interests of the American people. But we've got to stay focused. Okay, and Donald Trump, he's got a way. He knows what he's doing. He's playing this fourth dimensional chess. And we want peace with Russia. We don't want trouble with any country. We don't want to get involved in any more wars. We want peace on earth. Okay, that's what we want. We want to, like I say, make straight the paths for the Lord. Be ready for the end of the age and the beginning of a new age. Get ready for the sky to be filled with angels of every type. Okay, these are the harvest of the souls of men. Every large and small out there. Okay, this is what it's going to be. This is how it's all going to end up. This is how it wraps up. This is according to the Bible. And every single bit of prophecy in the Bible has either been fulfilled, is in the process right now being fulfilled, or will be fulfilled. No matter what, it all comes to pass. And if you look at the end story, how it turns out, it's very, very good, very, very positive for all those of pure heart that hunger and thirst for righteousness. Not for some, not as an exclusive prerogative, but for everybody across the board. And that's it. That's heaven. And all those people that don't want to be in a place like that, they won't be there. That's it. They're going to go to the other side with the hypocrites in the Dante's Inferno hell, the weeping and the gnashing of teeth and all that crap. That's where they have to go, because God's not going to make anybody be where they don't want to be. But the kind of world he's setting up is something we should all be preparing our hearts and minds for. And it's a world free of money. It's a world free of Satan. It's a world where we're all absolutely, entirely, completely, thoroughly free. Not beholden to anybody but our own conscience, our own link to God Almighty, to our divine parents. That's what we're talking about here. So we all have to figure out what to do with our own time, and we can't depend on other people to tell us that. And the jobs will get done. And if you've got a problem in believing in that, that's your problem. That's your problem. Who's going to do the work if everybody's rich? That's your problem. But everybody is going to be rich, and it's not going to be about money. It's going to be about prosperity. It's going to be about what God dictates, what he grants us and gifts us. It's our inheritance. That's rightful, and it comes from above. It's what God did for us. He gave us the wherewithal to create all the wealth on this planet. And he wants the best for not some of us, but for all of us, because he loves us all the same. And it's all very reasonable. It's all very logical. It all makes a hell of a lot of sense when you think about it. But good is coming to those that want good, not just for themselves, but for everybody. Should what we decide to do with our lives have anything to do with money? If so, to what degree? And like I've pointed out earlier, it plays a huge part in what people decide to do with their lives. And I'm opposed to that. I think it should have nothing to do with what you decide to do with your life. And remember, you can decide what to do with your life, many different things. So why should we all be stuck in one job or one career? Okay, this system is very stifling to people. It keeps people down. It keeps people from being free to even move geographically to other locations. It oppresses us and tyrannizes us in many different ways. And, even I can't wrap my mind around all the ways it affects me psychologically. I want to be free so badly, okay, that it's just, it's palpable at this point in my life. I've watched this thing unfold for so long now. I'm turning 59 in less than a week. And, it's disgusting. And I so want this worm to turn. God, I want to get on a different track. Worldly success is virtually